So, what are you doing for your New Year's resolutions lockdown part 2? We can't trust the government anymore. They've continually lied to us for almost 12 months, and this is becoming a joke because we don't see people dying, we don't see people looking like zombies. You know, if there wasn't a national emergency, they would have made an emergency announcement. So this is not an emergency, this is something else that they're playing at and wasting a lot of people's time and money. But this is back to the vlog. This is the new part of Old Stratford, as you can see. We have JLL, real estate agency, just based here on the one-way system. If you're looking for a condo or an apartment, they're probably the place to go if you've got lots of money. They only deal with usually high net customers. So it's JLL, and this is the old station. So you can see at the back now, Stratford International is being built up quite extensively. The buildings up at the back weren't there a couple of years ago, so they've just actually will be completed in about a year's time. Over here we have another area. It used to be a real estate agency for place in Pakistan. They've actually left now. This is the old car park. Stratford. A lot of traffic flowing both ends. They've never been able to solve the issue. I mean, this crossing here is still significantly dangerous. You see this car here, it's just turned in and it's going up into the car park. Now, if you didn't see that car coming from that corner there, you would have got run over. So things like this, Newham have not taken anything into consideration. It's going up into the car park. As a pedestrian, this is one of the most dangerous parts. This car here is now about to turn in. And it is absolutely notoriously dangerous. I'm going to cross it now. I've got my wits. I mean, these cycle path lanes as well can be a problem. If you're disabled or elderly, you will have issues coming around this part of Newham. I wouldn't recommend if you have a sight problem or difficulty walking, to enter this part of the one-way system. It is extremely busy. When it is busy, it's extremely dangerous. So you have to be careful. The crime here has reduced. Give you a little bit more tour around here. So these were put up just before London 2012 Games. Just before the lockdown, there were a lot of homeless people sleeping under this Broadway. It's probably one of the part of the plans for gentrification for the borough. And gentrification is an issue in the borough because everything is hidden away. People with money just want to see clean things, and the reality is within the borough there is severe amounts of poverty. And people are lacking healthcare and things like that. The services within healthcare are privatised, and some people don't receive the healthcare that they need. Doctors write prescriptions for patients and send them home, and that's it. That's what happens in Newham. You get a prescription, you get sent home, and that happens for many years until you have a severe condition where you have to go into hospital. But Newham has always been the poorest part. I'm going to cross the road now. The station was built about 10-15 years ago. They're saying the COVID risk is high in Newham. We're not too sure if it's part of the propaganda, but thing is that in Newham we haven't seen people literally dying. They need to show this to the public. If people are actually dying of COVID, they need to show it on TV like the Italians did, but they're not doing that. Why? We have to question that, but that's the state of this new world, and it's not good, so we have to question everything. Got a lovely sunset over East London. We've also been told that nurses and doctors have been gagged in London or parts of England. We don't know how true that is, but when I went in to see one of my local health workers last month, everyone looked a bit depressed. So either they've been gagged, or people are just generally off sick with a cold, because that's a common cold this time of the year. Yeah, but people are going to still get on with their daily routines. We're not going to listen to Boris anymore, because we've had enough of the Tories and the Labour Party. We're fed up of having the same politics being thrown at us, and it's a load of lies, basically. They just want to get paid, and as a democracy, being in Parliament is not all about money. You shouldn't be in Parliament for a salary. You should be in Parliament working for the people, and you shouldn't be on 40,000 or 60,000. You should be on just what like a local government civil servant is on. So we need to rejig the whole system throughout the world, not just London or England, but throughout the world. So people will still go on with their daily lives, because everybody has had enough with the British government, or actually all global governments. People are fed up with this routine of stay at home, keep your distance, blah blah blah. So, you know, civil enforcement, law empowerment and all that, they don't understand. Someone might be shielding for 360 days. They want to shield that person for another 60 days. So incarcerate them in their homes for almost a year and a half. I mean, this is absolute against civil liberties, against people's freedom. We cannot stay at home because we have the right to go out and get fresh air and live our lives. But people still go on and do their own stuff. And there are people walking about from Newham Council or Met Police trying to check to enforce and make notes of people that are wearing masks or not wearing masks. It's not legislation. And I almost think that everyone now working in civil service are puppets of the system. It's almost like a Punch and Judy. It's a Punch and Judy show. You know, the theatres are closed because we're living in a theatre. This is all a big show. So we have to go back to work, open your businesses and live your life as you did before. There's no point staying at home and not doing anything. Continue the way you lived before, because this nonsense will go on for a long time. They have always lied to us, and they will carry on lying to us until they are actually kicked out of Parliament. So we will continue the fight for freedom. I'll give you a little tour of the station. So it looks like regular bus services are running in London. So if you want to go anywhere, get out of your house, get on a bus, live your life. Because if you're not going to die of COVID, you'll die of cancer, you'll die of it's one car, you know, extremely low. So we live our lives the way we want to live our lives. Nobody can control us. There's a lot of traffic. Thanks very much for your positive vibes. I didn't actually know that the live chat was working, but I'm glad that it is. It's always been a technical glitch for me. I mean, talking about Newham, this is one of the issues with Newham. I nearly fell over that. So, I mean, the borough has always got issues about public safety, and I always get fed up with that. So we're live streaming in East London, Stratford one-way system. And everybody is out and about living their lives, and that's what everybody should be doing. Go out, live your life. It's a new year. Keep yourself safe and keep yourself protected, you know, but just get out, don't stay at home, otherwise you will have impact on your mental health. So that is the biggest issue we have to deal with, is mental health. So if they stop you, you have to say health. You cannot stay at home because of your mental health. You need to be out. Otherwise, we've heard stories that people are killing themselves, or people are actually going into drugs, alcohol, domestic abuse, and that is all happening. But it's not been the media, the so-called media. I mean, they're all been paid loads of money to shut up and not speak about what's going on. So now we have to make the new you know, this is the public's way of saying, you know, F off. We need to just do our own stuff. I mean, you know, we can't listen to their nonsense, basically. We pay a lot of money in tax. And that, you know, your parents, your grandparents, everybody is paid tax to be here. So They are our servants. We are their masters, and that's the way it is. We have to remember that. They serve us. We don't serve them. They begged the people of Newham to allow the Olympics to come to East London for many years, and they've got volunteers and they had all these policies in place, you know. So it's our own, you know, they're obliged to take care of us and not restrain us from living our lives. I'm going to stop gibbering about it now and let you carry on watching the sights and sounds of East London. I'm going to move on now. So this is Unix Tower. I don't know why they call it Unix. Sounds a bit odd, but it's Unix Tower. It has and it looks like JLL. Oh, there's one person from JLL. She's working today. Bless her. Someone's got to make money. So you can see here. I'll give you an idea of what it costs to live in Newham now. So we've got one there, Legacy Wharf, 1.5 million. So that's a bit of a joke, isn't it? You could be in Florida for 1.5 million, or you could be in Panama for 1.5 million. But then again, this is London. And Stratford here, Legacy Tower is actually showing up at £2.75 million. And that's a penthouse in Legacy Tower. Cassia. You've got to remember, and I can't really do anything about that at the moment, so I apologise for that. So this is the local court, just here. So if you've ever had a TV licence fine from the wretched BBC, that's where they send you to pay your TV licence. That's if you ever want to pay them a TV licence. I don't know, it's a draconian old thing that they still have in place. I mean, Netflix, they should be taking the money for TV licence, including Sky. I mean, they should be paying for it. The amount of money that Sky charges, £40 a month. I mean, it's ridiculous. So they need to sort this system out and come out with new ways. You do see a lot of posh cars now in this area. It's a bit strange to see. It's not strange, but you can tell that there are people living with money around here now. So this is supposed to be the next Knightsbridge, but who knows. This used to be the local tax office. I think they still work from here. These are the old railway tracks. They used to be in the middle of the roundabout here, but they actually relocated them here. And this is to celebrate the history of the area. I mean, it has strong links with the railways throughout England. These are all old buildings for London Borough of Newham. We don't know if... Sometimes we don't know what the borough is doing with public money or public land, and it's always grey. We don't know if this is owned by Newham. I haven't checked it out, but this used to be a Newham Council building. It's been sold to London Academy of Excellence. Might be locked down in a couple of years, but the borough is notorious for not telling the public what's going on. You know, they come out and when they want a vote in the elections, they start begging to be voted for. Bridge House, social services. At one point it used to be a place for homeless people. It might still be serving as a place for people that are homeless, Bridge House, but it also used to be social services and adult care. I used to work just up there. Oops, hold on. I used to work up there in the office on the 4th floor, I think the 3rd floor, the 4th floor. Adult care. Used to be quite a nice little team. But again, working in local government, it has its ups and downs. You want to get something done, you can't do it sometimes because of policy. You want to help somebody, or you know, the member of the public, you can't because of management structures and things like that. So it's a tough life being a civil servant. Have you ever watched that film, The Naked Civil Servant? It's quite an old British film. So just across the road we have Docklands Light Railway Station. It has been revamped. Stratford High Street is the name of the station. That's a Broadway. It takes you all the way to Ilford, further into East London. This road will take you into central London, or City of London. So this is the old part of Stratford. This was a no-go area at one point back in the day. People would be too scared to come down here. A lot of crime. This is the old West Ham Labour Party office. I think it's now shut completely. And that's the Carpenter's Estate. Carpenter's Estate, a lot of people still live there. They fought London Borough of Newham. The London Borough of Newham wanted them evicted, wanted them out for the Olympics, but a lot of people stayed. And these are the real people of East London. That's what they're the people that made Stratford. And yeah, these houses are probably worth over £1 million now. They're still trying to get some kind of gentrification done in the area, but it's going to take a long time. And I think these people have the right to stay here. They've been here for generations. So yeah, good on them. This is the old Builders Arms. It's going for a revamp at the moment. It has been boarded up for almost about 4 years now. Looks like they're making them into flats So someone's making a lot of money around here. So if you're lucky in the Windrush of Stratford, you've probably pocketed a lot of money. These are the student halls for I think it's University of England. These are probably the poshest. It's probably the poshest campus I've ever seen, because it's like a 5-star hotel, literally a 5-star hotel. The architecture on this building is brilliant. So if you want to come to study in London, I think it's the University of England you need to come to if you want to stay in posh accommodation. Okay, we're going to make a crossing now because so just down here you have warehouses, Stratford workshops. If you have a small business, you need some space to hire, it's an ideal place to start a small business. Workshops, service business units to let, provided by the London Borough of Newham, so you can get in touch with them. Workshops available on flexible terms, 0208 591 6671. You have a dental laboratory here. This guy's been there for a long time. I went in there the other day and it felt like 1982 when I stepped into that dental clinic. So Stratford has got some, you know, back to the future type places. Yeah. Looks like a really nice day today. Sun has set. This is new. Binge food. Some graffiti. Lots of little tack shops. So back in the day, this grand old pub used to be notorious. It's one of the only gay pubs in East London, called Reflections. Still has the old sign up. Don't know how long that's going to stay up there for, but it used to be quite an interesting place to go in. There used to be drag shows and things like that. But, there's a lot of little pubs like that in East London before the gay scene exploded. I guess it's been sold, but we used to come down here and park up and have a few drinks. It used to cost about £2 to get in. There was a really interesting vibe with this pub. really strong gay history for East London, but it's a shame that it's gone. But like most places, times have changed now. So this is Stratford High Street. We will go back to Stratford. We're going back to Stratford International. I don't know how long the next train is going to be. I don't want to go on a platform because I don't want to really vlog in front of passengers. We'll just check. Next train is going to be in a few minutes. I'm not sure how many minutes. You see, it's a really nice afternoon in London.
The next train at platform 2 is the Stratford International. To enable our passenger service agents to operate in a social distancing manner, the service has been
The last carriage is always the best carriage.
Just a reminder.
Yeah, there are lots of people out and about.
This is Stratford.
It is quite busy. Stratford station is really huge, so yeah. This international quarter, it's still being built. The Olympic Stadium. We're approaching evening now. It's kind of 4 or 5 o'clock now, so yeah. Really good day. And the air quality in London has been pretty good today. So the reason to come out is that you want good quality air. You don't want to be stuck indoors.
The next stop is Stratford International, where this train will terminate. Please remember to take all your belongings with you.
Yeah, I don't think people should be staying at home, because staying at home is going to cause lots of issues with people's health and mental health. So no, totally. As you can see, reasonably busy. Usually it's about, at this time there will be like about 10 times more people, so these are probably workers or people, you know, cleaners and things like that. So the train here takes you to XL, which is owned by Abu Dhabi Adnec. It's the exhibition centre. Takes about 20 minutes to get there. The Stratford International. So apologies if I can't read all the messages, please excuse me, because I'm trying to multitask here. But yeah, Stratford International and Stratford High Street. So they're all about 3 minutes away from each other. And you can go to London City Airport, which is a really good connection. So if you want to come and live in East London, this is the place to be, Stratford International. This is probably the heart of the Olympic Village. I'll just take you there. So we have Manhattan Loft Gardens, and the Hilton Hotel, and that should be ready by next year. No, actually this year. And these are the original parts of East Village for the London 2012 Games, and you're very unlucky now, because if you got a place there a few years ago, you've lost the sunset. And that's the problem with living in London. You're always trying to find a place where you can see the sunset. They keep building up, and you lose valuable skyline, or you lose the sun. Buildings blocking your window, basically. The estate is owned by Qatari DR, managed by a private company in London.
Please ensure you wear your face covering over your mouth and nose at all times when using tier 1 services, unless you are exempt. It's there to protect us all.
So that again there is student accommodation. Pretty expensive, so you want to study in London now. You need lots of money. This is the one of the final developments that are going to happen here in the next few years. It's going to be the new bus station and restaurants and hotels, including private accommodation. So where you see these buses parked now, they will still be parked there, but above them will be accommodation and around them will be restaurants. So it's an unusual concept. That's what's going to happen in the next 5 years. Stratford International will take you to South East London. Kent, it will cost you about 15-16 quid one way on nice clean trains, and also into King's Cross. So you want to get into central London and you want to go to France, this is one of the best connecting train stations to connect you to central London. Well, not central London, but King's Cross, because King's Cross is not really central London, it is more North London. So just up there you have the Premier Inn. Very nice cafe at the top with nice views of the village. So if you ever get down to East London, check out the Premier Inn cafe. It's alright. It needs sprucing up. It is last time they did out the fittings was 2012, so it's been a long time. So a lot of things around in E20 is starting to look a bit dated because it's been almost 10 years since they built. So that's East Village. Stratford International, DLR. So that's Docklands Light Railway. That's a light train that will take you around to parts of East London, including Tower Bridge. If you want to go to Tower London, you can get on here. And if you want to go Canary Wharf, you can get on here as well. And Greenwich. The towers on your left are all occupied. Again, they are probably one of the most expensive parts of East Village. Yeah, if you live local, you probably can't afford it unless you've got a really good job. So this is probably the longest live stream I've done since I've started to vlog. So I hope you're enjoying them. It's going to be a bit difficult to show you other parts of London, but I will try my best to show you other parts of London. I'm not sure about what the face masks thing is that you're asking me. Face masks covering over and over again. Okay. So, it's Stratford International. So here they are enforcing, oops, let's do that properly, a £6,400 fine if you don't wear a mask. Don't know about enforcement, I don't know if they're enforcing it, but I haven't known anyone who's got a £6,500 fine for not wearing a mask. But they did say last week Kent in southeast England had the highest number of an increase in COVID cases, but who knows? I mean, people have been going into hospital for something else and they do the test and they say that, oh, you've got COVID. So you know, it doesn't make sense.
All that cowboys and horses.
Westfields, Stratford City. Good place to skate, I suppose. That's what's going on around here. A lot of young people do have the Olympic Park, but again, lots of parts of East London, they'll keep building stuff, and there isn't many places people can do recreational stuff, and there's too many places for little 5-year-olds. You know, so if you're a teenager, forget it. I don't want to sound sad about it, but that's a reality. This Manhattan Loft Gardens. Here, during the summer, you could get a very nice pizza. They have ovens here and food, reasonably priced. Give you a shot of Manhattan Loft Gardens. Well, this is Manhattan Loft Gardens is partially private residence at the top, with obviously with gardens at the top and halfway through. But this portion of the building is a hotel. I don't think it's open yet, but it might be opening, you know, when all this nonsense has all stopped. But it's one of the poshest buildings in the area. That's... I'm not too sure, apologies, right, I'm trying to read, I think it's the Don. But yeah, it's a bit cold, but I'm trying my best, I've covered myself up. But you're gonna... It's quite a nice evening in East London because there's no clouds, which is great. They probably seeded the skies, or they're experimenting. They're telling us to stay in and they're experimenting with something, so who knows. This is an outdoor restaurant. It's really nice. When it is open, they have speakers outside with playing, you know, music and stuff. They've got their Christmas tree up as well. So, I don't know, is it bad luck to still have your Christmas tree up? They have some really, really nice effects on the floor here. With lights in the ground, which is, I think it's really, really, whoever thought of that, the architect or the designer, thumbs up to them, because creates a lot of ambience. So this is called the Stratford Brasserie Algera restaurant and bar on the 7th floor. I can't read what it says there, but I know it's fairly reasonably priced. Okay, let's move on before it gets too dark. So this is the last plot of land. This strip here, they are going to be building accommodation, shops and restaurants. There might be more housing, but I've been told it's more commercial that's going on up here. But you can see inside the Stratford, really nice, cosy building. And London is starting to have its own unique vibe in terms of interior design and architecture. A lot of these new places, you know, with plants being, you know, a major feature of interiors now. You have Wardian in Canary Wharf. The project Wardian in South Keys is based on plants. A must see. Check it out online. Wardian. I think it's wardian.co.uk, but it's Wardian London. They have an internal, external swimming pool for people to do, you know, their leisurely time, spend their leisurely time. Yeah. Okay, let's go back. So a lot of buses terminate at Stratford International because it is a major, it is now a major destination in East London. So we're now just walking up Celebration Avenue. These are the offices for International Quarter. They've been here for a long time, since the inception of the International Quarter. People are at work today, so I don't know about, you know, Boris Johnson saying COVID-19 blah blah blah, we're in lockdown, but it's a bloody nonsense. You know, go back to work, earn your money, because, you know, some people are allowed to go and work and some people aren't. The privileged are allowed to go to work, or if you've got big businesses, you're allowed to go back to work. If you're a small business owner, you're not. So what's all that nonsense about? Anyway, yeah, that's Manhattan Loft Gardens. I'll give you a view on top. So these apartments, I've seen some of them, and they look inside, they look a bit squashed. So you probably have to pay a lot more money if you want more space. That's the reality of today. I don't know why space is so expensive. You know, we have the big planet and they make space a commodity when it really doesn't need to be a commodity. The Hilton Hotel, and they built, the problem with East Village and Stratford City is that they've built all these amazing buildings, but there is no spa facility, there is no, oh, that looks pretty amazing. Let's get a sneak preview. So it looks pretty good.
É assim, eu pensei numa boa.
It's probably the most interesting place you want to check out. So there are these Adagio Apart Hotel. It's ready, but there's nobody staying here. Luxury long stay apartments. It looks quite posh. So for Stratford or Stratford City, I think this might create a bit of a buzz in the local area. If you come and visit East London, it might be one of the destination places that you book online and stay. There's Sainsbury's local here. It's alright for your odds and sods, but it is a bit pricey sometimes. You know, I always like to talk about prices, but you know, that's the reality of life. So So if you want to get a place, you need to come to Get Living. They are the people that manage the estate. They'll happily take your money off you. If you need something fixed, it might take a little bit of time, but that's a reality of living in any sort of place these days. They take your money, and if you want something done, something goes wrong, it takes a long time to get things fixed. So the East Village is a very sleepy place, actually. I always feel like it's a bit dead in terms of the community, and I don't know if you can call it a community, because I don't think there really is one. There's people living here, but you know, something happens, like an event or something like that, you don't know what's going on. If they do have an event, they might put things up, you have to pay to get in. I mean, that's not a community, is it? So, you know, privatisation has its pitfalls. So this area here is a play area and a picnic area, barbecue area. It's a very noisy part of East Village during the summer. I hate this place because it attracts a lot of antisocial behaviour. It attracts, I don't know, it's just badly designed for East Village. Take you a walk through the park. This is the mirrored maze. I'll take you through it. Might get lost in it. The COVID 2021. I don't know how it looks, but yeah. I always think these little things, like they build all these things, but they don't go the extra mile. I don't understand architects, designers in this day and age, with the amount of money they get paid. They could be a bit more creative, but they're not creative enough. They don't push the bar high enough to make a place look more interesting. So I don't know. I have high expectations. I studied interior design and architecture. I did drop out because the institutions, they want money out of you. They'll make you do a resit. If they want another 30 grand, or if they want another 20 grand, you do a resit. If they're running out of money, you do a resit. So, you know, I don't know what this is here for, but this piece of architecture has been there for about, well, since 2012. So it will still probably be here when the planet ends. So, you know, Planet of the Apes. That's what I call it. Strange ideas when they design a place. I don't know why. Did ZFL pay for this? London Zoo? I don't know. Windsor Safari Park? I would have thought that Qatari Diar, based in Qatar, in Doha, would have had some influence on the architecture of this place, but it looks like they have no influence on the architecture. Without consulting them, and we have no on what goes up, what stays in, how it looks. You know, this is a new world order. You have no say, just do. Again, this is local fruit and veg shop. I would say this is probably an extremely expensive place to come. If you have lots of money to spend, you don't have any limits on your American Express card, then, you know, go in heads. But now it's a different place altogether. We have a really good take you into the shop and show you the Italian produce they have. You can get all your essentials from here, so this is a handy shop to have. It's probably the only useful shop in the village. All the other shops are a bit, I don't know, I think they're a bit nonsense really. But there's lots of fresh cuts of meat. Pasta. Portuguese matters, Portugal, olives, fresh cheese as well, a good selection of Italian cheese, and also, you know, the unusual cheeses you'd expect. And we've got a meat section as well, so reasonably priced. And probably a lot better than what you get in Sainsbury's. And they have fresh fruit as well. Happy New Year. Thank you. Thank you. We'll cut through here. So I do prefer walking through this nice part. It's probably the most interesting part to walk in the village. But, you know, this is what I say, they could do more. They don't do more. Some of these lights don't work. So, yeah. As an interior designer or an architect, you can get pretty anal about things. So, you know, you have high expectations of design. And when people in design try to find a cheap way to put in fittings and fixtures, I always think it's a you know, a cop out, you know, basically. It's actually not too cold today, but I'm sure the temperature will drop. Shops. You have a place called Teen something. I'll give you a show of it as I'm out now. You walk. We're doing live stream. There's no point not showing you it. Where Signorelli, I can't pronounce the name, but another cafe. Extremely pricey. I think it's pricey. They're serving tea and coffee, hot drinks and cakes and pastas. They do make fresh food in here. So, yeah, that's a pizza oven they have. So. I think it's expensive, so. This is the hall for the village, and every Wednesday for the last 6 months they have been serving the local food bank community from this hall, and they actually support with food drive. So if you want to donate any food, you come here very early on a Wednesday morning, drop your stuff off that you want to donate for you. So this is a local bar. Whoa, hold on, let me scroll up. Oh, they've got a bit, I never saw that there. They have a bear in the window now. It's a pretty trendy bar, but I don't know, I haven't been here yet. So that is the north end of the park, the Olympic Park, and you have inside the Timber Lodge Cafe, the back there, and also the Pringle, which is the cycling track. And that's taking you back all the way to Westfield. So we'll head back. I might be ending this live stream soon now because I've been out for quite a while. I hope you've enjoyed the live stream. If you want to, this channel isn't monetised because I don't have enough viewers, so please like and share. If you see my YouTube channel, see my Patreon account, and you can make a donation through Patreon to support my channel, E15 Vlogs. It's brand new, so you'll have to excuse any technical hitch I might have in my uploading or my editing. It all comes with experience, I suppose. E15 Vlogs is all about London and impartial vlogging. We don't discriminate. We tell the truth, really, and I know the truth has a penalty these days, but you know, with all things that have been going on, this channel is impartial. So what you see is what you see. That's the other part of East Village. Becomes fully established because it's still kind of growing and developing, and people are still moving in. So when the population actually booms by another 5,000, then this place will become a bit of a buzz. Ginger mint, East Village ginger mint. So they have ice creams, they have all sorts of hummus, flavoured crisps, they have all sorts of salads. And they have a small shop in there as well with condiments and things like that. I think it's more of an Eastern shop, so I'm not sure if it's Turkish or if they're from Lebanon or Beirut, but it's slightly different to the other shops around here. We have a Dark Horse restaurant. It's reopened. Again, this is one of these places that are here, but they're not really part of the community. It's almost they don't reach out to the residents. Chop Shop was meant to open up, noodle place. I think just before the pandemic, they were ready to open, but bang, they lost it. So now it looks like they might open, they might not. I was looking forward to this restaurant because it was priced really well. interesting options on their menu. But it's sad that it didn't open, and I really feel sorry for Chop Shop. I wish they were here. It would have brought some more joy to the culinary delights that we have. And Mother Kelly's, I mean, we've got too many establishments selling alcohol and beer and blah blah blah, so I think this is a bit of a waste of time. Mother Kelly's, you know, people got a lot of money, but they don't be creative with their business venture ideas. We have a fish and chip shop as well. I think they're shut now because of COVID, so, or they might be doing home deliveries. Fish House started out, I think, in Victoria Park. They have a nice little fish and chip shop in Victoria Park. Oh, they are open, so they're still serving fish and chips. They are. They originally started out in Victoria Park, and they do really good fish and chips. When I mean really good fish and chips, if you want real English fish and chips, you will get those from here. Come out of Westfield, come up Celebration Avenue, and come to Fish House for some real English fish and chips. They've got like pickles and things like that. You know, gherkins, eggs in pickles. I've never really understood that, eggs in pickles, but they've got all that sort of stuff here. So, and they have got social distancing in there, but obviously they can't open now. And you have Santi. So Santi's a bit of a hit and miss, really. I ordered food from there once, but I don't know. It's always hit and miss. They are shut now. I don't know why they've closed during COVID time. They could still be operating, but a lot of these restaurants aren't. I don't know what their business plan is, but there's a few places in East Village that are reaching out to residents with offers and things like that. But generally, no. So I'm going to be ending my vlog quite soon because I'm getting cold. I need to get a cup of tea, maybe something to eat, and put my legs up. Maybe watch a bit of YouTube, see what protest has been going on, which part of the world. And I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I think it's still working. Actually, I'll show you around here a little bit as well, because before I go, so this is part of East Village. These shops haven't opened yet. I just hope they'll be like proper shops, not something crap. There's a lot of crap shops around here that just provide services rather than, you know, you'd expect some kind of gift shop or something. You know, there would just be a TV show, innit? Strange place for strange people. The BBC Two show. So, it's part of Victory Plaza, so this hasn't opened yet. Hopefully it should open in the next year or so. Not sure how many shops. There's another level on top of this. Sainsbury's are out doing their deliveries. If you're lucky, you can get a slot. Very hard to get slots on Sainsbury's. Near point. So, and we're back at where we were. So I will be ending my vlog now and say thanks for following me, and thanks for watching. Do share and subscribe, and see you on the next vlog. Bye.